everybody, and welcome along to our next episode of our Keep It Simple series, all about property. Now, there's three terms I'd love to just touch on today, and people have asked me this before, and the last one in particular I wasn't overly familiar with, but the first two first one is Gazumping, the next one is called Gazundering, and the last one is Gazaning. So Gazumping will be the most really prevalent in our market at the moment. It's where the seller accepts a higher offer on the property despite having already verbally agreed to another offer from a buyer. So unfortunately, it is legal in Ireland. And this is because an agreement to buy or sell the property is not legally binding until contracts have been signed. So anything can really happen up to that point. So it's more likely to happen, though, in a strong sales market. And that's where we are at the moment. So as an estate agent, we are legally obliged to pass every offer on to the actual seller. So in other words, we can't refuse when a buyer actually submits a higher offer, asks us to submit an offer to the vendor, to the seller. We can't not do that. We have to submit that offer. So I suppose the only time you can be sure that you're not going to be gazumped is when contracts have been signed, unfortunately. Now, on the other hand, gazundering, a lovely term, is when the buyer places a lower offer. This is even when it's almost property sale agreed, contracts obviously haven't been signed, so he or she can place a lower offer, and they might just suddenly, unexpectedly withdraw their offer. It could have a knock-on effect as well. If you're in a chain, the whole chain could fall through, and the buyer the seller may be forced to accept the lower price. Now, as an estate agent, from my experience, that happens when, let's say, it's survey. Before contracts are signed, the survey has been carried out, and there might be a negative result, and the buyer could have a legitimate reason whereby there could be a structural issue with that survey has thrown up that wasn't recognised previously. So in some instances, not all the time obviously, but in some instances where it's justified or warranted, the seller will deduct an amount within reason, obviously. And then the last one, gazanging. Now, this is not really a term that's used so much in Ireland. It's more of an English term in the UK to describe when the developer pulls out of a sale altogether, having previously accepted an offer. Now, again, we will see that in this market, though, called gazanging, where, the seller, let's say, has the personal circumstances. The circumstances may have changed and been forced to withdraw, or they may no longer wish to sell the property. And we can see it quite clearly in this market. This is linked to a lack of housing supply. And we see it quite starkly at the moment, where the seller just may not have the extremely limited amount of stock. There's nowhere to move on to. So in actual fact, that's where it comes the word hanging, hence the word gazanging. So I hope you found this useful. Thanks for listening, and any comments would be so appreciated.